Hey, Usborne gals. I am here today to talk to you a little bit about that very first party and getting you excited about this. And this is kind of how you're going to want to communicate with your hostesses when they are hosting an event and you are partnering with them. And I like to think of it in that way. I'm partnering with my hostess in order to provide her with access to these awesome books and provide her friends with access to them as well. And my goal is to get her as many free books as we possibly can. That is ultimately what we want to do. So, in saying that, it's important to talk to her about how to invite so that she can have a good turnout, and then also set her goals as to what she would like to earn. Be looking through that catalog and making her wish list with her children. They'll get excited too and can circle all kinds of things. I think it's really smart to, if you're doing a Facebook party, if you can take the time to mail a mini catalog to your hostess, along with maybe a bookmark or some post-it notes or something that you have that just lets her know that you're partnering with her. You're giving her that mini catalog to make her wish list so that she has that hard copy. It's just a kind of a cementing of the relationship, and I do think it's important to think of it that way. So that being said, you want to help her by letting her know here are the steps that are most important, and you, as a new consultant, being a hostess of your own kickoff event, need to follow these same steps to have a really successful kickoff. So you want to over-invite. There is no reason to say, oh, my house is so small, I can only handle 10 people or 8 people. Over-invite, because really, not everybody's going to be able to come, even if it's on Facebook. They just will have other things they have to do. A child might get sick. Something unplanned may come up. So I say, and let me preface this, because with Facebook, you can go overboard. It's very easy to just hit click and invite everybody you know on Facebook, which is not a good idea. It doesn't work out very well. It's kind of like somebody in the mall saying, who wants to try out this great new perfume? Come in over. People sort of avoid them and walk around to get away from them. It's the same kind of thing when you're inviting massively on Facebook. Hey everybody, I'm having this Facebook thing for Usborne Books. Come on over. People tend not to join in. They might be curious, you might get some, but I have seen many times it happens that when you invite that way on a mass scale, just that real click, everybody gets invited, nobody feels any sort of personal invitation there. So I think it's really important to personally invite on Facebook. Now, that being said, about 40 to 50 people is a really good number to invite for both your Facebook party and your in-person party. And you might think, 40 or 50 people in my house? I can't handle that. They can't all come. So it's okay to over-invite for your home live party as well. I really believe that personally inviting is super important. Whether you do that via text, via a private message on Facebook, a mail to them, an actual postcard, piece of snail mail. You could even do, if you're doing a theme party, I have done actual 8.5 by 11 folded up in an envelope with a little picture of our theme, whether it's champagne and chocolates, or I did one lady wanted to do margaritas for moms, brunch and books. If you want to do a theme event, then you could do it that way too. But that personal invitation of you as a host or your hostess reaching out and saying, I'm excited about this. I think your kids would really love these books. I would love for you to come join us. It should be really fun and a great way to get some fun books for your kids, as well as have a cool night out or a cool day out with some other moms. So that is kind of how I like to go about doing it. So private message, text message, phone calls, that's a really great way too. And if you are sending something in the mail or you're sending a text, reaching out with a live, actual call the number phone call makes a difference. It really does. If you're totally on Facebook, that private messaging is really important. So, okay, I don't want to beat a dead horse with that, but that whole invitation part is pretty important because that's going to help determine how many people show up. And your attendance is important because the more people that are there, the better the sales will be. Once people get there and they see the books, they usually are like, wow, these really are awesome. I'm so glad to learn about them if they aren't already fans. And if they are Usborne fans, they're like, wow, look at all the cool new stuff. I had no idea. So that's pretty fun too. Along those lines, having a reminder the day of the event is really helpful. I am a mom of 3 children and run my household and run my business and volunteer a couple places and I tutor a couple. I am involved in a lot. I'm sure you are too. Our lives are busy, and a little reminder about something that isn't necessarily at the top of my priority list, like being a guest at a home show, wouldn't necessarily be at the very tip top of my priority list, like feeding the family dinner. So a little reminder like that is really appreciated most often, and that helps too because we all forget things sometimes if they're not at the tip top of the priority list. So I encourage you to make those day of reminders, and you can also put in there a reason to get in touch with them. Everybody that brings their favorite book from childhood gets an extra ticket in a drawing, or everybody that comes 15 minutes early to the Facebook party gets in on our trivia game for a free book or an extra ticket in the free book drawing. You can make a reason to get in touch with those people last minute, and that makes it sometimes easier to make those phone calls or send those messages. So by having these good solid shows, it's worthwhile for you to have spent your evening or afternoon or morning working with this hostess, and it's really worthwhile for her. She's getting a lot of free books, and it's worthwhile for her guests who are getting exposed to these wonderful resources for their children. So I see it as a really nice partnership. Plus, you are able to invite all of those women or parents, because there might be some dads there as well, to join you in your business, find out if they're interested in learning more about becoming a consultant themselves, because people will be interested. And if we don't ask, they may not approach us about it. You're also going to have the opportunity to say, hey, you know, I'm a new consultant and I can offer double free books to all of my hosts in my first 12 weeks of business. And these are my next 3 available dates. Which of you would be interested, or who's interested in learning more about what's involved in hosting? That's kind of a nice open-ended way to ask it. And people can ask questions. And I even give tickets away, extra tickets for my free book drawing at my Facebook parties or my home parties for anyone who asks questions about the business or about hosting, because there are probably other people in that room or on that Facebook event who are thinking those same questions and would like to know the answers. So that's really helpful too. In addition to all this, you're earning commission. You're earning those kit rebates on your full and half price refund on your kits, and you're working your way toward even more perks with your Write Your Own Success Story benefits, success kits, extra free books, extra supplies, cash bonuses. We'll get into that a little bit more later, but I really wanted to focus on getting ready for these first events. I am super interested in helping you be successful. If you have questions about any of these ideas about helping your host, or helping yourself be your first host, please let me know, because this is all easy to learn, and it was not something that came naturally to me when I first got started, but I've learned so much and would be happy to talk with you some more about it. I hope you're having an awesome day, and I'll see you soon.